Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Anthony, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's been a while since we did one of these streams.
I,
It's
I
been,
feel like maybe 2 weeks, but mostly because of travel.
yeah, I think, or maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I do agree because of travel. How's everything? How's your day going?
It's going well. We're
Yeah,
doing good.
my day is also going pretty well. Thanks for asking.
Well, we're
Sorry,
both
I'm
the
just
opposite.
opening up.
I know exactly how your day is going.
Yeah, I know. Somebody made me a nice cup of coffee. It was a great day.
Was it nice? I'm glad. I never asked.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. All right.
It's not going to become a
All
regular
right.
thing.
Well, sorry, I don't know who was cutting in and out, me or you, but you said it's going to be a regular thing.
No. I said it's not going to be a regular thing. I hope.
Ah, I heard it's going to be a regular thing. I got happy. I got all excited. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be beautiful, but
All right.
it's not. It's
All
not.
right. Wishful thinking.
All right. Kind of. Let's give everybody a recap of what our past couple of streams have been about. I'll kind of go into it and then fill in wherever you think we need to add more things.
Sure.
So we talked about our first stream was talking about kind of when and how you should introduce feature flags to your code base and when it makes sense and when what the benefits of using it are. And then our second stream we did more about like how to go more in depth with feature flag, like targeting into specific users or like setting up those targeting rules and everything, and using different types of feature flags for different things, such as like string, numbers, like
JSON.
JSON variables. Yeah, more than just Boolean. Yeah, and that was pretty good. I think it was nice. Actually, now that I think about it, it's been almost a month because last stream was very close to
The
what was it?
beginning of July.
Sorry.
The last stream was very close to the beginning of July.
Yeah, because we did July 4th.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Mhm.
July 4th promo. I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Come back to me.
Exactly. All right. So, you want to give everybody an idea? Did I miss anything in the last few
No,
streams?
no. I think that covers
Anything?
it pretty well. I think what we want to cover in this stream is the idea that now teams are very familiar with using feature flags. They're actually trying to now start to use it at scale. And what we're going to talk about today is the challenges that start to present itself when you start to adopt feature flagging.
Yeah.
The two topics we want to cover today is flag visibility, because you're going to want to know where all these hundreds, if not thousands, of flags are going to be, and also just the flag lifecycle, because if you have that many, at some point you're going to want to start to clean it up.
Let's set the stage here. This is
Sure.
going to be a different kind of roles from the last streams that we've been doing. So,
Yeah.
why don't you tell me about what your role will be, and then I can kind of talk about my role and what it will be.
Sure.
Yeah.
So for this stream, taking on the role of an engineering manager, since it's going to be pretty developer focused, and yeah, we're going to be talking about using feature flags at scale.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm still gonna have the same role of like being a developer with kind of like a feature flag consultant that helps you out with kind of whatever your questions are.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
I have both of the code bases open. I'll need to start running everything. So just give me a couple of minutes.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna get that started. Okay, wait. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh. Sorry, 1 second. I'm seeing some errors. The nearest package directory. No, but backend has package directory. Sorry, I don't know why I'm seeing some issues here.
All good.
I swear I didn't change anything. All right. For some reason, it's not finding my project properly. Let me try something else. And then, okay, you know what? I'm gonna share my screen just so that I can embarrass myself about why
Sure.
it's failing for me.
That's fine. People will learn something, maybe.
Hopefully, yeah. All right, you guys can see my screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot happening. So this is the backend repo. I have the package.json here, but actually, npm run dev. I think that's what I need to do. Yeah. It's not in yarn. It's an npm package.
Mm.
See, all I needed was to be put under pressure.
That's good. That says a lot about you.
Thanks. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'll take it.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
All right. I need a browser on the screen now. Oh, there you go. See it, Anthony?
Yep. Shopper. Yeah.
All right. So let's just log in here. If I remember password. Yeah, that's my fault. Let me make sure. No, this is going to 3000. That's fine. All right. I don't know why that stopped sharing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm working on a different branch. So I made some changes on this branch, which I should not have. So let me just go to stash these changes and get checkout main. Perfect. Or I don't know why it stops sharing every now and then. Like I'm sharing on my screen. Yeah, this is sharing properly, but
Yep.
it stops after a while.
Yeah.
Git stash git check. Okay, this should work. All right, sorry for the delay. Feel like I'm just cutting into our time by just not being ready. All right, let's see what we get. Are we connected? I still get bad request. But okay, you know what? Everybody's seen the app. Let's not go into the app right now. We're not. I don't think we're doing anything on the app today.
Sure.
But kind of let's. I'll send it to you. What's the first thing that we want to tackle? What are issues that you want to kind of talk about today?
So we talked about sort of the main focus being feature flag visibility. When you start to hit using flags at such a scale, you start to lose track of where they are in your code base. So anything that we can do as an engineering team to get more visibility into where these flags are and what they're doing is obviously top of mind and a little bit more critical now. And that's, I think, the best place to start before we get into like Lifecycle.
Yeah, that's true. So kind of like seeing what flags you have available, who's kind of creating them, and where everything's going.
Yeah,
I think that's a good place to start. Yeah. So if you were to go back to our, I'm gonna just close the server for now. But I know most of the developers want something while they're kind of developing, right? Like something available
in their IDE.
I guess hands-on, right? Or while you're in the code.
Yep.
And I think the best place for something like that is the IDE, as you said. Something available in the IDE for you to quickly get access to things.
Exactly.
That's where the dev cycle kind of integration comes into play. So if I look at the dev cycle integration, this is a VS Code integration. I'm using it with Cursor, and this is my first time using it with Cursor, so hopefully it still works as expected. I'm gonna go ahead and log in and authenticate myself. And okay, we're logged in. I'm gonna select this, the org, and then select the project. I think this is the project that we're using right now. And just like that, we can see all of the kind of variables that are here. So another thing that we have is access to variables that we have here. So let's say new flow. Select a variable, see what the possible values should be, information should be. This could be really helpful for, you mentioned it's a big team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is interesting. So you get visibility into all the flags within your code base?
Yes, within your code base. That's kind of the goal here, is like, how can we make sure that you're getting somewhat access to what's running where, right? Or let's say you have multiple teams working on different projects, different features. You can see what's created by people while you're creating things. Now, you can see there's like, this is all the things that we added like last time, banner, promotion, discount. You're able to see this, right?
Or, I am, yep.
Okay. You don't need me to make this bigger, do you?
No, looks okay.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, all of these things are added here. You can kind of see what the information around it is. So if I go to like the banner promotion discount, this is archive. What did we call it last time? Banner props? Yeah. And this, like, these are the possible values, candidate promotion, Anthony's birthday promotion, and everything that we talked about. So this is kind of how you can see what's being said. Now this is great for giving you information about like what variables you have. But one thing that we could add in this is, and also you can just open the dashboard through one click, see everything in the dashboard. If you want more information about the variable, click the feature, go more in depth into the feature of like what's being served where and whatnot. Now, I think that begs the question, right? Is like, we can see it here, but we want to see it in code, right? And that's where there are a few different things we can do. One thing is that we can add this thing called dev cycle. What was it? The types from the dev cycle CLI, which are great for using dev cycle while you're working. So I think it's just DVC generate types. It stopped sharing again, didn't it?
Interesting. Yeah, it did stop sharing, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll start sharing again. I'm just gonna do I'm just gonna do this. Let me start sharing again. Something is happening with my computer. I don't know what. The other day my microphone wasn't working. I had to restart my computer fully to get it to work. All right, npx dvc generate types -- inline comments. All right, so I just turns out I don't have DevCycle installed on this. I don't know why I don't have DevCycle installed as the CLI. But when I run this, it's not running the command. You know what? This is a perfect time to add dev cycle. npm install dash g at dev cycle CLI. I might need to do force just because it was not being added properly. So let's see what happens here.
So this is interesting. So the VS Code extension lets you basically view things, but if you want to make any edits or things like that, you can use the CLI.
You can use the CLI, exactly. So VS Code extension, I'm going to open this one more time, is kind of like at the moment, it's a look into what is available for you, right? You can see like your SDK keys, because these are the things that would be important for a user. So you want to go into it, get your SDK key, copy it, and paste it in the thing. Super handy, super useful. You don't have to go all the way to kind of the dashboard and do everything. So that's one thing. Now we just generated the types. I'm going to open up the types and see what we have here. You know what? I'm going to put this in here. Move it in there. Yeah. We don't have the client SDK. Oh, sorry. I called it in the wrong repo. I'm going to copy this and call it in the front end repo, because that's more useful there. Or at least at the moment, it seems like it's more useful there. And I'll explain why I'm doing this here. So the variable types that I added here. Let me just close all of these. All right. So what usefulness can you get here? Now, remember how we talked about like making sure that you provide the correct type of a default value for your variable? Because if you don't, then it will kind of go in and give you a wrong value. So this is what it helps with.
So for example, if you are using, say, a JSON flag, but you use like a Boolean as your default value in code.
Yeah. So something with dev cycle is that when you use exactly what you said, a default value with a Boolean default value, what will happen is that it will consider that code is requiring the variable to be a Boolean, and to make sure that your typing doesn't fail or there are no runtime issues, it will return a Boolean variable. So what happens is that, let's say the DevCycle SDK will go in and look at it and be like, okay, this is not actually a Boolean, this is a JSON, but there's a mismatch. We will return the default value. So you will always serve default, regardless of what's being shown on the other side. So that's the kind of problem, or not problem, but like that's something to keep in mind there. So let's say if you were to use banner props somewhere, right? Actually, let's use banner props. I know we were using it in here, yeah. So if instead of this, I'm just going to if we do I'm going to use variable from the next SDK, since we have both of them installed here. Banner props, and then give it a false. What's going to happen here is import. So if I see something here, it knows that banner props is supposed to be a Boolean, or it's supposed to be a JSON object. So it just won't let me like even proceed with this. So I have to make it a JSON object for it to work. Now, the reason that it works this way, as I mentioned, is because it's able to know what banner props is from the variable types, and it knows that it should be a JSON variable. So this is how you can add kind of more guardrails to make sure that you're not creating something that already exists.
Yep.
This is actually a great thing to use.
Because we talked about previous streams like variable schemas and having guardrails in the DevCycle platform for non-technical folks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool that you can also do that at the code level.
Yeah, you would essentially want this on the code level as well. I'm so sorry. I have no idea what's happening.
It's okay. It's actually not as disruptive as you think.
Good thing is I have it open on a different monitor, so I can kind of go in and out, or I know exactly when it's failing. But this is kind of the usability of this, of kind of what we have available here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, oftentimes what happens is like when you have different like teams working in very different code bases, what's going to happen is you're going to end up getting a lot of people creating the same kind of variables everywhere, or a variable getting created multiple times. And for that, you want to make sure that you have access to all of your variables. So let's say like banner props, knowing what type of variable it is, just doing like a quick search here gives you like all of the banner kind of variables available for you to use. So
and you can do the search in your IDE as opposed to our dashboard.
Exactly. Like I can imagine like a developer is just going to be like, I don't want to open the dashboard every time.
Yeah.
Kind of go on a scavenger hunt or something, or like wait for it to load, like kind of adding more complexity there, or kind of time there. So you can also see what variables are part of the feature. So let me open one that has multiple. I know this one has multiple. So you can see
it also looks like you're able to tell in which environment it's active in.
Yes, exactly. That's the next thing I was going to go into. But thanks. But you can see it's active in development, inactive in staging, and prod. So you can also like kind of get a quick glance of like what's running where, kind of more visibility on that side. But now this is kind of on the side of what is happening in your IDE. But kind of what if you want more information that's in your what do you call it? What if you want more information on your sorry, just one second. I'm just getting rid of the code that we added. What if you want more information on DevCycle, right? Like let's say you go to DevCycle and you see there's variables on this, but you also see that this is like you don't know if your variable is properly set up or not. So let's say this variable, you're seeing evaluations received, but you want to be sure of like where the evaluations are coming from, or like you want to know exactly where in code the variable is. Kind of, I'll say this is somewhat of a problem with bigger teams where you want to get more access available to you in the place. So something like DevCycle, you would want all access available in DevCycle.
Mm-hmm.
It says code reference is not set up yet. So let's see the setup details here. And we're going to kind of follow the setup here just to kind of get an idea of what it is. So it took us to the variable page for the banner props. That's what we clicked. And it says code references have not been set up. And with code references enabled, this section will show every part of your code base with this variable, with the exact snippet and a link directly to GitHub or GitLab bucket. So as it's changing, as things are happening, you can see it in kind of in the flash of like where it's set up. So I would say very, very cool to have something like this where you can kind of reference it right there. And also like for a developer, you can already like kind of just search something and see where it's running in your IDE. So let's do a GitHub setup. And this is kind of the example output of what it would look like. But so some more information with this GitHub action, your DevCycle dashboard will be updated to display code snippets for each DevCycle variable, as we know, and is intended to run when pushing your changes to main branch. This is the main thing here. If you set this action up a little bit improperly, in the sense that like maybe you run this on PR instead of running this on your main branch or pushing on main branch, you might see stuff here that is not actually in main. And you don't want that. You want to see things that are running in production or have made it to main for you to get an idea of like exactly what and where it's running. So yeah, that's that. Let's add this to, let's create a new GitHub workflow and create this, what do you call it? This action quickly and add it to our front end repo for now.
Cool.
So I'm just going to do touch dot slash GitHub slash, I think it's, is it workflows? Yeah. Workflows. Or, okay, fine. That doesn't want to work. So I'll do make directory. Wait, it's .github, I think. GitHub slash workflows. Sorry, I can't type today for some reason. And UBC.
Let me know if you need me to remind you if you lose screen share, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm just typing, so I'm like, let me just type it properly and then add it. I can talk through what I did. This is weird. I don't know why the screen share keeps losing. But okay, let's see. What did I do? I added dvc usages.yaml. Oh, okay. You know what? Delete. Move to trash. And then I'm going to create a file. There you go. Paste everything in here. All right. Permissions. I just need content read permission. All right. I don't know what's happening here. Why is this? Required properties missing jobs. I think that's supposed to be like that. There you go. Okay. And we can't do versions anymore in GitHub Actions as a recent change. So I'm just going to do at main, just use the main version of it, of the feature flag code usage action. Now we need a few things: GitHub token, client ID, client secret, and project key. Project key, what's our project key? This. Audience test project. Isn't it easier just getting information from here?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Now it's going to go straight to the dashboard because I have access to that. And then I need a client ID and client secret. So, you know what? Copy. Or actually, I don't need it here. I need it on GitHub. So I'm just going to add it to GitHub. Front end. Okay, perfect. Great. Let's add some action. I think it's in secrets for action. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, repository secrets or variables. Let me see. Let's see what this says. Whenever we are GitHub secrets to store your identity or things properly. This says to use project key as also a secret, but we didn't add it, so it's okay. Gonna add secrets repository secret, add name, so client ID as the client ID client secret as sorry. Where did it go? Oh, here. Sorry. And now we need the GitHub token. I think we need GitHub token. Yeah, let's see. GitHub token. Actually, we already have one here. I'm just going to use that automation user token. And all right, I'm just going to add this and add DVC usages. Commit sync. We got a comment in chat. Are both brick walls behind you guys? Let me say the one behind me is not, but the one behind Anthony, it is.
Zero.
And yes, casual comments. We did. We mentioned that it has been a while since we did a stream. So yeah, it's been some time, but it's been nice. Of course. It goes away. Okay, so that's like the quickest one. That's like a record of how long screen stays up. Okay, so use all of these. It's calling usages, but not getting anything. Right? We didn't get any usages here. So let's see why that is. What do we need to change in our setup to make sure usages show up? Do you have any idea why we may be failing, Anthony?
Nope.
For the amount of time you've worked with the Lifecycle CLI?
I remember setting this up once.
Yeah.
And I remember getting help.
Fair enough.
But I will say that I do think we went a different route with like the token.
Sorry, we went a different route for what?
For the token.
The issue actually is we don't have so I'll kind of explain why we're seeing the issues. So if I do DVC usages, I won't get anything because it's expecting a specific type of pattern matching, which is not available. So it's expecting like a dot variable call, which doesn't exist right now. The reason for that is because we don't have we're using the what is it, the open feature SDK. So we need to add the open feature SDK pattern matching for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and the front end repo doesn't have a .dev cycle. So DVC, I think init or DVC. What do we have here? So repo configurations is what we need. So DVC repo init. Yep. So I was right. It is init, but just in repo. All right. Where are we at? Sorry, this one. And now we have the dev cycle configs. Lovely. We have project. We have the org. We have all the information we may need. and we need a match pattern. But we need a match pattern for. Actually, Anthony, can you make sure that my screen is visible because it
Yep.
kind of keeps going back and forth
Yep. I'll let you know.
Into what's open on my screen? Where were we here? Um, get string value, I think. Or use object. Use string flag value, object flag value. Use Boolean flag value and use number flag value. All right, now if I were to do DVC usages, it still doesn't work. I wonder why. Is this wrong? Did I do this wrong? I hope not. I just copied it. Oh, because it's, I need this. Because we are in TSX files. And I still don't get anything. Okay. Usages, help are -h dash help. Okay. That should work. Dash show regex. So node parser, React parser, JavaScript parser. It's not picking up the parsers from here for some reason. That's why. Okay, just to save ourselves some time, I'm just going to do use variable value and
So what you're doing right now is just using the dev cycle methods directly?
Yeah, just using dev cycle methods directly. You know what? I'm trying to make it so it's quicker for us to use.
If we do end up being short on time, we can just cover visibility today and then lifecycle on the
next time. Yeah. All right. All right. I don't want to fix these right now, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna ask AI to fix everything. No. I want to keep using use variable value. Okay, that's not working.
Screen share drop, just so you know.
Sorry?
Screen share drop, but
yeah. I want to make sure it works. That's why I'm just making sure. So
it's definitely worth getting this right because not only will code usages work, but the status indicators will work as well.
Yeah, exactly. It dropped again. Just 1 second. Hmm. Okay,
Nice.
I got it to show up here. It's weird why it's not using these,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna just do TS, JS, and then JSX because this is what you would want. And if I do it again, it's still only showing one variable. Okay, something I'm not doing right. I know that.
The dashboard should work for that one feature, though, no?
It should work as long as I force push all of these things in there. So if I push this git push or add usages commit and then push it, Jamie would hate me for that. Now, when it is running, we should see at least one usage there. So it's going to get the CLI, and then it will go ahead and add the. Oh, yep, there you go. So it was able to get the key, the reference that it's in, and the file, line number, everything.
Perfect.
So let's see how that looks on the DevCycle dashboard. I don't think it's here yet. I'm just gonna refresh if it doesn't show up. Oh no, it does show up. Okay,
Nice.
that page is just
Okay. Code reference is working, and the status indicators are working.
yes, exactly. So now you see kind of found in code, evaluations received. So you know that evaluations are coming from code.
Mm-hmm.
Get more information on this. We have 15 more minutes. What can we focus on now?
In terms of visibility, we can try to cover our Slack integration.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good thing. So let's do that. Just one second. Let me make sure I don't. Oh, I do have. Okay. Oh, I already have a Slack webhook here. But you want to ask the question?
Yeah, my question was with the Slack integration,
Mm-hmm.
like how does it benefit us over like an audit log? And from the sounds of it, it's you're able to get notified right away if there's any changes to a feature, especially if it's something that's in, say, production and you care about any changes that are happening. You don't have to go to the audit log, which is a little bit more reactive than proactive.
Exactly. So I can show. Oh, I didn't make it all the way. So I can show what it looks like here. Our Slack integration, what it looks like here, and we're gonna add a new integration, but we'll kind of talk about like different ways of integrating it to like integrating the Slack integration to your kind of your workflow. So you know what? Can I DVC on let me DVC list. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So let's get rid of the subscription first. DVC. I think it's unsubscribe, and then the project name. All right. So I'm not subscribed here. And it kind of also makes sense to. Okay. So since this workflow or this workspace already has DevCycle added as part of it, I can't add it again, but I can show how it was added. So once you go to the, let me just go to a different org that I know won't have Slack added. and kind of go through the flow of like what adding it looks like. So yeah, if you go to settings, and then as part of the organization settings, there's integrations, and we have the integration for Slack, which is the first thing you see. View and select add to Slack. These are the kind of commands that you can use and how you want to use it. I'm just gonna click add to Slack, show what shows up. I'm not gonna add it to this one. Can I add it to? Oh no, that already has it. This one maybe. This one, double check it doesn't have it. Yeah, it doesn't have it. Okay. So I'm gonna add this integration here, and integration's connected. Great. Now, some of the workflows to keep in mind are how can you use these workflows for your feature or for your team in general. I think one thing you pointed out, Anthony, which was great, is how can we make it so that we're more proactive about the changes, right?
Exactly.
So let me just create a new channel. Channel. Yeah, I'm gonna call it next. Keeps going in and out, doesn't it?
Well, while you're doing that, from using Lifecycle up until now, whenever there's sort of a bug or an issue in prod or an incident, commonly we go to the audit log after the fact and then try to figure out what changes have been done recently or within a certain time period to be able to debug. This way, we're able to, with the Slack integration, it sounds like we're able to be notified ahead of time, so maybe we can catch things before it's reported by a user. If it's an authorized change, for example.
Okay. All right. So if I were to go to our project, let's say targeting demo is the project that we're using for this use case. For production changes, I would want to do DVC, subscribe, targeting demo, and then -E production. So this adds the project and any production changes, and that's kind of the workflow that we're going for, of like anything changing in production. Useful for bigger teams where you may have different people being on call for different things, right? Different people across teams being on call. So sometimes like one engineer can't know everything that's happening. So this is why you would utilize something like this. And you're going to create a new feature, call it new feature, or new web page, or yeah, new dashboard. You know what? Let's make it a little realistic. Now, a team also starts working on something called new dashboard. You're going to see a feature was created. So one thing to keep in mind, anytime a feature is created and is any change happens to production, will show up here. There was a production change of a template added. Now this template, it's nothing in there, but it's still letting you know that there is a new feature added. But having a new dashboard, I'm going to go to new feature and then add a DVC subscribe targeting demo and then -F new dashboard, and explain what I'm doing here. So there are two different ways of being in the loop through the Slack integration. One of them is you have a team working on this new feature, the new dashboard that you're calling it. You want to know exactly, you want to be aware of every single change that's being made, but you want to see it in Slack. You don't want to just get an email about it. You don't want it to just like get a message being like, hey, I made this change. You want to just see exactly what change is being made. So this is where the DevCycle app can be useful. So if I go in here, go ahead and make it so that user ID is Parth. Changes to Parth only, variable on. And then I'm going to save that. And as soon as I save it, it should show up. Yeah. There's a feature update, parts that are made, which is targeting Parth only was modified. Now, you can know this is in development, so kind of somebody's just testing things, kind of setting it up, doing whatever. This gives the rest of the team working on it more visibility on like, okay, this changed. Now I know what to do.
So if you have a Slack channel that's Slack channel that's dedicated to a feature you're working on, you can subscribe to changes in that channel.
Yeah,
which your team already has access to, and any change to DevCycle, the dashboard shows up here.
Exactly, and it could be more of like kind of ownership as well. Like let's say a team is kind of taking ownership of every single like half the features, and then another team is taking ownership of the other half the features. You can have this set up for just those half features, right? You can just subscribe this for as many features as you need access to, and then that way, someone out of the loop, like team lead who doesn't always go on DevCycle or isn't always making sure of what's happening, can be in the loop of like, okay, let's make sure that this doesn't get activated for everybody, or let's make sure that something is contained at all times.
Gotcha.
Now, the production changes feature, it doesn't see anything. It doesn't see any changes if you make any of them in like the development or staging environments. I'm gonna save this just to prove that this won't show up on prod.
So this is expected to be so what if you don't enable production?
Yeah,
you should go to the feature channel.
It should only go to the feature channel. Yes.
Gotcha. But as soon as you start modifying things in production, it'll go to the prod changes.
Yes. So all users, even if I'm starting this as off, adding it all users, saving it. As soon as there's a prod change, you should see it in the production channel. Perfect timing for.
Well, we're almost there.
Yeah. So yeah, we can see that update was made to production environment, saying that is now serving all users in production.
Got it. Question for you.
Yeah.
What should teams do if they don't use Slack, but they still want to maybe benefit from something like this?
Great question. So the DevCycle platform has the way this works is we just create webhooks for the project, but we have a internal kind of what's the word? Internal changes that we make to format it for Slack. So Slack webhooks are a little different than like regular webhooks. So as you see here, Slack webhooks for new channel, like it has all the information for new dashboard. That's your feature. New in the channel, new feature. Like it's very verbose of like what is being changed. But you can create a new webhook of like, I don't know, like Discord updates, and then just add your payload URL. I don't know. I'm just gonna do google.com for now, and then create this webhook to show what it looks like. Okay, so this is your Discord updates webhooks that you created. Now you can select what type of updates you want. So if you have it's the same thing on Discord, you can do specific features. So let's say I only want the new dashboard, as we were doing before. We can do, even in that, only specific environments. So like I only want production and staging. I don't care about development changes right now. And then you can also select what events you want. So you can have everything, or you can just be like, just give me whenever the targeting rule or changed or modified or updated, enabled, right? Because those are the some of the things that you only care about.
That's what you deem critical. You don't want to be notified of every single thing.
Exactly. There are also changes to like audiences being made. If you want any of that, you can just click all of the audience changes, because audience changes are somewhat related to a feature, but not like sitting on the feature, because you don't make the changes on the feature, you make changes on the audience, right? Like as we talked about last time, like just adding fields and targeting to a specific audience, or like variation or variable events. So this allows you to set up that kind of set up uh, your own workflow, and then you can use something like Zapier to kind of format it into Discord bot, and then kind of show that information of how it should look like. So that's how this would work if you're not using Slack. But if you do have any integrations that you see that, oh, I use Discord or I use Teams, and I see this as an important feature, you can go ahead and request a integration. Tell us what you would like to see, and why, and then the team at Lifecycle will be able to kind of add it to our roadmap. Um, and I think this is perfect time for us to stop with the visibility. We can
Yep.
talk more about Lifecycle next in next stream.
Yep.
Um, and perfect, it just automatically ended my screen share too. I need to see what's happening with my computer and why it's kind of taking away my screen sharing capabilities every now and again.
It hasn't been too disruptive. It's not, it's not cutting away as you're showing things. It's usually like at the end somehow.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Maybe Anthony has like a specific button that he just like kind of clicks. It's like end a stream, end
Yeah,
part stream, just to see him start again. But yeah,
I wish.
just to recap a little bit, kind of we talked about a lot of kind of visibility of like where your flags are being used. Firstly, we talked about the VS Code and kind of extension to see about how your variables are being used in your VS Code environment, and then we talked about how and what variables could be used, and how code references can be set up and how they're used. Um, and the last thing was how we can use like integrations like webhooks and Slack integration to show more about like what and where changes are being made
Yeah.
in real time.
Yeah.
So a little bit about observability, and I know you just had a persona there, Anthony, but if you want to be an engineering manager, then you can go for it. You can probably qualify for one if you want.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that, I think we did a lot to cover feature flag visibility, not just for developers at the code level, but also for like non-technical folks that still want to know what's happening with feature flags
Mhm.
through either the dashboard or through something like Slack integration. So lots of ways to have visibility or gain visibility.
Yeah, exactly. And thanks, Casual Economist, for chatting with us. And feel free to join our Discord if you have any questions. Anthony is always available on Discord, and we'll definitely get back to you.
I will. I actually am on there.
But yeah, that's kind of it for today. Thanks for joining, Anthony, and thanks everybody for
Thanks for having
watching.
me. Thanks, everyone. Until next time.
Yeah.